Today we're talking about how to properly travel with your leaf razors. Now in the past I've done a review of both of these razors, and today we're talking about the best way to travel with these. As I've shown you guys for the review of those products, they have two very nice little stands for both the leaf as well as the Twig razor. However, what are you going to do when you need to travel? Are you just going to take and throw them into the dop bag? Maybe put them in a Ziploc bag and then throw them in your dop bag? Well, either way, they're not going to be protected. And although the razors themselves may be strong enough to withstand the trip, can everything else in your dop bag survive it? Well, this is something that Leaf thought about. So what Leaf has came up with is a very nice aluminum case. Now the aluminum case comes in two different sizes. You've got one for the Twig as well as for the original Leaf razor. Now both of these travel cases are made of aluminum. They both feature a lunchbox type hinge on the back and a metal button latch on the other side. Both travel cases have a smooth top and bottom, and the sides of them have kind of a little bit more of a rough texture to them. Nothing that is going to annoy you, but something that might actually help you get a little bit of grip on it. The lid portion of the case, of course, features the Leaf logo. Now once you open the travel cases, they each have a silicone sheet on one side that has molded pieces specifically for the razor that it's meant for, and on the door side of it, or the top side of it, you will find a strip or two of silicone as well. The case for the original Leaf has a nice triangle piece molded into the silicone so that the triangle of the razor fits really nicely in there and doesn't want to move anywhere. Since the Twig doesn't have that triangle piece in it, it actually has a molded rectangle for the guard to sit into nicely. Both handles of the razor also have a molded area that they sit into as well. Now the door on both of the travel cases has a strip of silicone as mentioned. This piece is to help hold the razors in proper place so that they don't really move at all inside of their cases. An additional nice thing about using the case is that there is no need to remove the blade out of the razors, so you don't need to worry about making sure that you have extras if you're just going someplace for a day or two. I actually had a viewer ask me a few weeks ago if the thorn will fit in the Twig case. Well, here we have the Twig case, we have a Twig, and we have a Twig thorn. And yes, they will fit. It's the exact same body for the most part of the Twig thorn, same dimensions and everything, so it will fit into the travel case. Now for my thoughts on the cases. Well, I do have to say that because they're aluminum, I had a little bit of speculation before I received them. But once I got them and I was messing around with them a little bit, I think that they will do a very nice job and shouldn't get bent up or dinged up very easily in a dop bag. Now the only issue that I could really see this having is if you are using it as a everyday holder for your razors and not just when you are on vacation and whatnot, because I think that constant opening of the button may eventually wear out. I'm guessing with his spring steel in there, but I mean, you're gonna have to be using it a really long time for that to happen. And I think that if that button did happen to get bent out of shape, it seems to me like it could just take your Leatherman or a multi-tool and bend it right back in place in a pinch. Now I don't think that these are something that you would want to use all the time, because for one, it's not going to have proper drying if you're using it all the time and putting it right away back into this case. So I do suggest, of course, using the regular stands when you're at home. However, I think that they did a really good job with using silicone in these, because silicone tends to be fairly easy to clean. So if you get shave soap in here or whatever, you're just gonna have to rinse it out, wipe it down with your hand, dry it off, and it's gonna be all good to go. One thing that I like about these is that there's definitely plenty of room to toss a couple of extra razor blades in there, whether you're using the double-sided blades or the single blades that they sell. You can have plenty of room to throw at least 3-4 of them extra into here. And on that note, I think that if I could make any suggestion to Leaf, I would like to see some way to store those extra blades. I think that there's enough room on the bottom portions here that they could come up with something to be able to store a couple of extra blades. You know, you could just mold it right in the silicone. It doesn't have to be anything super fancy, but just something to hold a couple of the half blades at least would be a nice thing to see as an addition to these containers. Now, do I think that the travel cases are worth their money? Well, coming in at about $20 at the time of this recording, I do wish that they would drop that price down to about $15 is the good value that I would see in these products. I do have to say that I think that $20 to be able to protect a fairly large investment such as the razors themselves is well worth the additional $20 to make sure that when you are traveling that your razors are not going to get beat up or ruined. To pick yourself up the cases for your Leaf razor, check out the link below. To see my reviews on the Leaf products, check out this playlist up here. Down below that's going to be a video that you may enjoy as well. Until next time, as always, you have a good one.